Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening. My name is Justin Swagler. I am part of the FLP program, been with the company in the FLP for about 18, 19 months. And so just to talk a little bit about kind of what led me to the FLP and my experience so far. So prior to joining BP, I spent 10 years working in kind of product development, innovation, research and development for Mars Wrigley, based in Chicago. So as a chemical engineer, I was doing a lot of the technical type stuff, so similar to Luigi, chemie by training. And during that time, I decided to, broaden my capability, my knowledge by getting my MBA part-time. So I was actually working and going to school part-time at Northwestern in Chicago, getting my MBA, and graduated from Northwestern at end of 2015. So I continued to work a little bit after that, and was deciding to, wanted to make a career change, going into more of the business-facing side of an organization. And I knew a lot of people from undergrad, a lot of people from grad school that worked at BP, and kind of stumbled upon, in a way, the Future Leaders Program. Did a lot of research and exploration, and decided that it was the right program for me, given that it provides you that rotation experience, that international rotation experience, and a way to, try some different things out based off of the distinctive capability area that you want to focus on to accelerate your career within, an organization, as you saw in the video, that's really in the forefront of the energy transition and trying to advance, a low carbon future across some great strategies and great programs that it's leading. So, I saw some questions around, people that are experienced or if they're still working, kind of how that works. I'm actually an example of an FLP that has come in to the program, having got my MBA part-time, was still working, and made that transition to BP. So when I joined, my role is on retail. So Luigi talked a lot about ARCO AMPM. So I work here on the West Coast, based in Southern California, after spending about 6 or so months in the Chicago office, supporting our West Coast business. So I work in ARCO AMPM for Fuels North America, supporting what we call as our MSCO, or our Multi-Site Contract Operator Program here on the West Coast. So company-owned operations, people that operate our sites on our behalf. I help to support that business, the operations, the performance, and the overall program for that. And what's interesting in my experience coming in is my role had started, it was one kind of defined box. It was a brand new role. We were still figuring this out. And what I loved with the FLP program and with BP is they let me define my role and kind of evolve it as the role and our retail business had evolved. And so through that transformation and through my, exposure to senior leaders because of the FLP program, et cetera, my role has changed and evolved into more of an operations support manager. So I am getting actually line management and team leadership experience, and that's something that FLPs are encouraged to get, some of that line management experience to help, again, develop your career within the organization. And so as was talked about by Scott and Luigi, it's a rotation program. I'm nearing the end of my first rotation. So I'm now in the process of identifying my second rotation. So I'm looking right now at international assignments, in the global marketing area. So I am within the retail sales and marketing distinctive capability, and will continue to kind of focus that depth, but breadth of experience within that capability area. Now, as far as why the FLP, what appealed me to it, I highlighted that a bit ago about, the rotation experience, the opportunity to try out some different businesses. So you could do marketing in Castrol and marketing in the fuels business if you wanted to get that different experience. I love the fact that we are a globally connected community. Curtis and I we were in the same assessment center when we were going through the application process. And so you really create this great cohort, this great kind of network of FLPs, and we really help and support each other. And in addition, senior leaders are tremendously supportive of the FLP program. We kind of have a brand associated with us as far as who we are and what we mean to the organization. So coming into BP as an FLP, it opens up tremendous opportunities for you. So you can work on your current role. If you want to work on side projects, you just raise your hand and say, I want to, get this type of experience. How can I work with my mentor or my senior leaders to get that opportunity? So one example would be while here on the West Coast, I worked on a side project around our digital kind of consumer engagement app. So it's called Scratch Power. That consumers can come into the site, check in and play a game and to order win prizes. So I got to kind of work on what the future of that looks like. So again, ways of identifying and going after side projects and opportunities from there. In addition, the FLP gives you great leadership experiences. So if you're working on other projects, you can kind of get some of that leadership experience. You get that leadership mentoring from senior leaders in the organization. Even within the FLP community, we have kind of a leadership team. So I'm actually the FLP global convener, or kind of a fancy way of saying FLP president. And we have ambassadors that help create that community across all of our different regions. And so we work a lot with our global team based in London on evolving the program and thinking about the future of what FLP means, what do we stand for, how do we represent ourselves in the organization, and what does the future of the program look like. So if you are interested in the program, it's an amazing program. You can't go wrong. The future for BP is very bright. We're advancing some great initiatives across the entire organization. Now is the time to really join and be part of that journey and evolution.